Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hooded Casual. Today I'm going to walk you through a Lich setup I've been experimenting with in Last Epoch. Now, I won't call this a finished build or a polish guide just yet. This is more like a work in progress that's already showing some strong potential, and I thought it'd be fun to share where it's at right now. So far it handles 100 corruption just fine, and at the end of the video I've got a clip showing it clearing the Harbinger of Fear without any real trouble. Still, I want to be totally upfront with you. This isn't some min-maxed powerhouse with god-tier gear. I'm still ironing out some rough edges, especially around mana sustain. And honestly, the gear I'm using isn't even close to being optimal. But despite that, I think the core idea is working, and it might actually be a solid foundation to build something really strong later on. My goal here is just to share the setup as it currently stands and give you a look at the concept behind it. Hopefully you'll enjoy the showcase and the direction I'm taking with this build. And hey, if you spot anything that could be improved, or if you've got suggestions on how to smooth things out, drop a comment and let me know. Still messing around with different ideas, seeing what feels good in actual gameplay. Alright, let's get into it. I'll start by quickly going through the passive tree, then we'll take a closer look at the individual skill specs, and finally I'll show you what I'm working with in terms of gear. The concept I had in mind was pretty straightforward. I wanted a setup where the Lich could just walk around and let the damage do its thing. So we're playing a Lich that's almost permanently in Reaper form, and our damage is built almost entirely around poison scaling. We've got three main sources of damage: Aura of Decay, which you just switch on and forget. It does its job passively while you move. Drain Life, which we've converted into Stygian beams thanks to the catalyst. And then Wandering Spirits, which we channel for bursts of heavy damage. Starting with Aura of Decay, this thing isn't just for passive poison damage, it's also one of your main sources of healing during gameplay. The key to that is the absence of life node, which basically offsets the self-inflicted damage from other passives. It creates this weird balance where you're constantly draining, but also constantly healing. Then for Wandering Spirits, the two mandatory nodes are Song of the Lost Chantry and Infectious Dead. Song of the Lost Chantry is what lets us actually channel the spirits. Infectious Dead is what locks it in for poison scaling, which is obviously what the entire setup leans into. Without that poison synergy, the spirits just don't really pull their weight. Now drain life. We absolutely need Dark Shackles. Without it, you can't manually cast the skill, and that becomes a big problem because, unfortunately, we can't channel 2 skills at once. And then there's Virulence, which makes sure that Drain Life scales with poison damage too. It just folds that spell nicely into the rest of our poison theme. As for Bone Curse, this is still the piece I'm wrestling with. I want it to work well in the build, especially as an aura, and it technically does right now because it syncs up with our amulet. But here's the thing. Bone Curse doesn't scale with poison damage. That kind of throws a wrench into things. So even though it fits thematically and helps keep the aura synergy alive, I'm still trying to figure out how to make it feel more impactful. Now, gear-wise, yeah, I'm still piecing it together. We're stacking armor, health, endurance, intelligence, poison resistance, damage over time, poison damage, chance to poison. You get the idea. It's a big shopping list. On top of all that, we really need to find a reliable way to regenerate mana so that we can keep Bone Curse's aura active and freely cast our beams without running dry. You'll probably notice in the gameplay that I do run out of mana from time to time, so that's definitely one of the big things I'm still trying to solve. Oh, and just a quick tip for anyone who finds themselves struggling to sustain life while using Aura of Decay. One little trick that helps a lot is tweaking your gear to boost healing effectiveness before you activate the aura. It doesn't need to be a permanent gear change. Just swap a couple pieces to stack healing effectiveness, turn on the aura, and you'll feel the difference almost instantly. Then you can equip original items to get back your damage. That said, don't stress too much about sitting at full life once you're in Reaper form. Honestly, that's kind of the point. Being low life actually gives you a nice damage bonus, and on top of that, Reaper form gives you a second health bar. Even if mobs manage to chunk through your HP, you've still got the main health pool. So in practice, you're a lot tankier than you look, and it's actually pretty hard to die. Alright, I'll leave you now with a bit more gameplay so you can see the build in action. Honestly, thanks a ton for watching. I really appreciate you spending time here. If you enjoyed the video or just found it interesting, consider showing some love with a like and a sub. That kind of support helps me way more than you'd think. And of course, if you've got any feedback, whether it's about the build itself, the video format, or anything I could do better, drop a comment. I'm always open to learning and improving. Catch you in the next one. Stay safe out there and have a great day.